Hi there. Today, the topic of this video is called Navigating the Job Market in Edmonton, Alberta. Hi, I'm Janine Garrett with Instant Recruitment Solutions. We are a full-service placement agency dealing with temporary, temp to hire, permanent, maternity leave, and supplying employers within Edmonton and the greater Edmonton area. So I'm going to touch briefly on three different aspects when it comes to searching for a job right now, and they're extremely relevant. So number one is applying for that job. If a company has a posting on the internet, on their website, that is generally how they're wanting you to apply for that position. Normally, in the job market, when it's tighter, when there's not a whole lot of competition and there's more jobs than there are workers, sometimes employers will allow you to get a little bit more aggressive as far as calling or maybe even stopping into that place of employment. But right now, there's a whole lot more job seekers in the market than there are jobs. So please heed warning when it comes to how you apply for that position. If it's a position that there are going to be many applicants and you start phoning and everybody starts phoning, the business does get overwhelmed and you're not going to be able to speak to the proper person anyways. So the channel that you need to take is applying how they've asked you to apply. And 9 times out of 10, unfortunately right now, it is online. So when you apply online, or actually even if you wanted to do a quick follow-up call, if you've applied online and haven't heard anything, a big tip for you is when you're calling that business, introduce yourself, use manners, and then let them know what you're looking for. We do get an awful lot of phone calls from people that pick up the phone and they just say, I'm looking for a job, and they're frustrated, and then they start, rambling on about something that we really have no idea who they are and we really can't help them with unless we know what they're looking for. So pick up the phone, say, hi, my name is Janine, and I'm just wondering if you're hiring currently. I did see a posting on the internet that you were looking for XYZ job. Has it been filled, or can I still apply? And that's a little bit nicer when the person on the other end is hearing some sort of manners and you're actually asking a question and giving them an idea of what you're looking for. So that's my tidbit on actually applying for the position. Number 2 is your resume. A resume is really important, and it's a snapshot of all the jobs and all the experience that you've had when you're applying for any given position. Don't apply for a position if you don't have the experience, because a lot of times people are only willing to hire on people that have X amount of years of experience, or they have education to back it up, or they have a safety ticket, what have you. So if you're applying, don't just broad-based apply to everything on the internet. Make sure you pick and choose positions that are suitable, that you know you have the skills to be able to walk into that position and start right away. That's what employers are looking for right now. On your resume, make sure that your name, your contact information, the jobs that you have worked are in chronological order. So starting with the most recent and then all the way down your resume as far as, the past few years anyways. It doesn't have to be a 40-page resume. It can be 1 or 2 pages max. And then any of your tickets or education, make sure that that is listed there as well. That is extremely important. We will always ask for tickets for any kind of safety training you've had as a backup, but we'll ask for them in a PDF form so you're not sending out 15 JPEGs, so pictures, to the email address that we're looking for you to apply to, because it's going to overwhelm our system. So always make sure that you're following the steps that they have laid out in the application process. As well, any kind of relevant experience when you're applying for a job, make sure that's on your resume. You would be surprised at how many resumes we get where there's 0 relevant experience. We go through and we view and vet all of the resumes that come through, but a lot of companies now are using AI. So if you're applying for an executive assistant, you've worked as an executive assistant for the past 4 years, but it's not on your resume or not laid out properly as far as keywords are concerned, then that's going to get disregarded right away. So very important to make sure that any job you're applying for, you have a resume that's going to back it up with the relevant experience. Lastly, let's go over the interview. When you are selected for an interview, you've been selected out of a plethora of candidates right now, trust me. When you show up for that interview, please make sure you're on time, at least 10 minutes early even. Not an hour early, but about 10 minutes, and then that way that gives you a little bit of a buffer. If somebody's running ahead of time, they might see you right away. If they're running behind, you might have to wait, and that's just the way it is right now. Always ask ahead of time what you're wanting or what they would like you to bring to the interview. So are they wanting you to bring your references at that time? Are they wanting you to bring any kind of ticket or education backup? Make sure, and it's a really good practice to get into, that you have your references ready, either on a separate sheet where they can contact, or maybe you have reference letters available at that point in time. References are extremely important, and most companies will still be doing reference checks to make sure that you have the education and the background that you have stated on your resume. So it is really, really important to do that. The last bit about interviews is dress for success. If you're applying for any given job, I don't really care if it's in a warehouse, if it's in a law firm, where you're going to apply for work and where you're interviewing at, make sure that you dress appropriately. Dress up a little bit the day of the interview. If you're interviewing for an executive assistant, you're going to have to look a certain role anyways. So make sure that you have the proper outfits to go on that interview. If you're applying in a warehouse, obviously it's a little bit more casual, but still make sure that you have on jeans that are not ripped, and a nice shirt, and that you're well presented when you show up for that interview, because all of this is going to really depend on the way that you start the process, from the time that you ask about how they want you to apply, to submitting your resume, to the interview. All of this is really going to make or break your chances of getting that position. And positions right now, there's a lot of competition for. So I'm just trying to get you in the mode to do the best foot forward, and then that way you can get the job that you're wanting. On that note, and the last and final piece that I have for you is, sometimes you might have to start in a position that's maybe a bit more entry level that you're looking for, or maybe it's a little bit more dialed down as far as the amount of money that you're looking, or that that you're worth. But a lot of times right now, the name of the game is getting into that company and then showing them what you are truly all about, and hopefully moving up from there. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel, because we have lots of great content up and coming. And if you are in need of staff, please give us a call, 587-760-0700. Again, I'm Janine Garant from Instant Recruitment Solutions in Edmonton, Alberta.